For this episode, we will answer questions for the newly hired teachers. Congratulations, you made it. I know you have a lot of questions in mind. We have compiled a few questions that will surely help you. So, without further ado, let me introduce our first guest. He's really known for being supportive. He represents Pampanga well, and he is actually a Phoebe captain here in 5-1 Talk and a trainer as well. So let's give our hands to Captain Cedric.
Hello, good morning, teachers. Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. I'm so speechless today, actually.
Thank you. Actually, guys, we are filming this really after class. Cap Cedric, there's a lot of teachers in the platform that were hired, right? And a lot of teachers have been asking us what to do, how to get started, what do we need to know about 5-1 Talk. Let's try to help them with these few tips that you're going to share with us. So let's start with the first one. So, how do these teachers get started?
So, especially for the newbies, once they got launched in the platform, in order to get more bookings, they have to take core or certification trainings. Like we have BK12 training, JK12 training, SK12 training, level K training, B and H5 tag, and lastly, the TESOL and TEYL certification.
I think they will not be seen by the students yet if they will not be doing those things, right?
Yes.
Yes. So it affects their visibility to the students.
Yeah, when the students look for the teachers, like they prefer teachers with more taggings or complete taggings.
Guys, book those trainings. Cap Cedric, what should these teachers explore more?
So I think first and foremost, they have to explore their My Page. So this is where we can access our tools. You have to explore from top to bottom. Number two is very important, newbies, My Page announcement. It's our responsibility to read and comprehend because everything that we ask, we go to lesson support, you talk to your captains or mentors, are actually visible on My Page announcement. Also, we have our teaching improvement tool. So that could be the medal icon that is under H5. So you can just click that TIT. I know it's very popular whenever you receive your incentive, right, teachers? Once you get a higher score, you get an additional incentive at the certain cutoff,
That's right.
right?
They just
And
have to maintain that score, right?
exactly, so that they can have more bookings.
Just a few effort and you will be getting those incentives. It's easy as that.
Mhm.
And of course, Cap Cedric, I think you can just search for the topics that you're going to ask using the lesson support.
Yeah, there are certain topics that you can just, contact lesson support. So the contact details are visible on your My Page. So you can just take a screenshot. You can just save it on your mobile phones because they are very, very important whenever we have any, valid reasons, whenever we
Mhm.
do absences. So we have to do self tagging. But if we don't have any internet or there's power outage at home, so we can just contact them via mobile phone.
You have to take note of that, save that on your phone so that you will not have any problem tagging yourself. Because if you
Hmm.
tag yourself too late, of course, there's a consequence to that, right? So, of
Yes.
course, you need to invest in some of your backups, starting with 5-1 Talk, you need to really be
Hmm.
prepared for these things. And what should newbies focus on?
As what I've said earlier, Captain Emily, yeah, the newbies have to focus on the BK12, JK12, the core trainings, certifications, SK12 level K tag so that you could get additional incentive also, BH5 and TEYL and TSOL certified. And additional pleasing personality is a factor for everyone. So when you take a look at your picture, teachers, you have to make sure that you have a good decent profile picture without any deformation or any pimples there. You can just ask somebody to edit. The teacher should be smiling. So you have to show your teeth. So I believe you ask your student to show their teeth whenever they smile. So I think
Yes.
you too, teachers.
I have a tip for the ladies. Wear red
Mm-hmm.
lipstick. I never experienced low bookings with that red lipstick.
That could be your what do you call that, Captain
A
Emily?
lucky charm.
A lucky charm.
Yes, because in
Okay.
Chinese, right, red is really lucky. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it works.
It works. Yeah.
And of course, I think there's also this audio that our students will
Mm-hmm.
be hearing. So I think that's really important as well. So always remember to give your best. And of course, record this audio so that your students will be really enticed to book your lesson. We have more tips. Of course, a lot of teachers have been asking, how do we get more bookings, Cap Cedric?
As what I always tell the newbies, whenever they contact me, like, I have a lot of message requests to attend
Yes.
to, like sending me messages, Captain, I'm experiencing low bookings. So I think, when we started, even I did, when I started with 5-1 Talk, I experienced a bit low bookings. I believe I wasn't complete with the taggings yet, and I have to attend a lot of trainings. So sometimes I feel a bit down, or am I effective teacher? So sometimes you would ask that to yourself. But let's focus on what we can control, teachers. So you have to make sure that your qualifications and requirements are updated, including your number one NBI. You must have a government valid ID. The diploma must be clear and visible, or if you don't have diploma, you must have the certification of graduation.
Right. That is really important. I think the students will actually see this taggings on you, so you must do
Mhm,
them as soon
mhm,
as possible. That's a factor where you don't get booked. But here's the
mhm,
thing. I was launched on October 30, but I started working on November 5 or 10. I had that time to finish my TESOL, to do my or to send my NBI, to set
mhm.
everything before getting started. So my profile was good already before I started teaching.
All right. Another tip. Yeah, this is what the newbies actually don't really know most of the time. Like they have the new teacher protection. That's what we call the new teacher protection, that you will be given 1 month to boost your profile. Like I must not receive any complaints, bad evaluation from students. So if I did that for 1 month, so 5-1 Talk will be the one to boost your profile after a month, and you know you will be on the top of the profile, and then you will be prioritized in looking for the teachers, because mostly checking the TIT score teachers, we prioritize newbies compared to tenured, because the tenured teachers have already regular students. So just to give justice to you, just to give fairness to everyone, so
That's
we
right.
focus also on the newbies.
Yeah, that's true. You need to focus on those things. Always give your best. When you
Mhm.
have a new student, you need to strive that this student will be your regular.
The challenge for us tenured teachers, how to make the regular stay. It's hard because the newbies are coming. The best teachers are coming. FYI teachers, all of you are one of the best teachers in the platform too, because all of you are graduates of bachelors. It's hard to compete from a tenured, a bit old teacher to a fresh one. So that's
Right.
a kind of challenging for a tenured teacher.
And if you're thinking that it's impossible to get a satisfaction rate of 100 every cutoff, you know what? You're
Hmm.
thinking wrong. It's very easy to get 100 satisfaction
Hmm.
rate. And of course, no
Hmm.
complaints because I, for once, never got a complaint ever in my entire 1 year and 6 months here in the platform. So I've never experienced that. And I've never been locked out from my page. So I think,
Wow. So you're
yeah,
one of the best teachers here, Captain
well,
Emily.
I strive to be. I
Yeah,
really,
I
I
believe
really
you
strive
are.
to be one of the good teachers here in the platform because, for one, I think it affects
Mm-hmm.
everything that the students can see in your profile. There are lots of newbies na they do not know what to do before the
Mm-hmm.
class and during the class and of course post class. So can
Mm-hmm.
you give them some few tips?
Before you start your lesson, teachers, of course, you must have the updated tarpaulin. That's the Max 5-1 Talk. If you don't have the yellow shirt, 5-1 Talk shirt, or 5-1 Talk Max, So make sure that it's yellow and presentable and professional looking. Especially for the FR or facial recognition, be mindful and be careful with that because we don't have to do something wrong during the FR. So make sure that you're professional, you don't have any towel or you don't, your hair is not wet
Pre-class
while
talaga siya.
doing. Yes, exactly. Always clear your AC before you start your lesson. So clear cache, do the detection check ahead of time, like 1 hour before. Don't forget to click the start button, right? It appears 30 minutes before the first class so that the student would know or the admins would know that the teacher is ready for teaching and already equipped. Most of the teachers actually,
Forget.
forget. Yeah. And also, once you're already ready to teach your students, have an awesome warm up because for me, first impressions last, right, Captain?
That's true.
So once your students sees, oh, Captain Emily is so beautiful. I love her hair. I love her makeup. I will click the favorite button and I will be her, regular student. So make a good impression to your student and to the student's mom. Most of us, when I was starting, I get intimidated when the student's mom is there, like taking videos. Like, oh my God, what should
That
I
means you're
do?
good.
Okay, I was really don't know what to do. I don't know what to do during that time. So okay, I have to do my very best because mom is taking video and she will post it on her social media accounts. So there you go. And always prepare your lesson. If you don't have time to prepare your lessons, teachers, follow the teaching guide, especially for our newbies who don't have any experience in ESL. You can follow the teaching guide. Focus on your lesson. Don't allow any distractions. Looking at your mobile phone, please put it away.
Yes, I can.
And
I think that students really see us that our eyes are moving away from the
mhm,
screen, so they think that we're doing something else. That's why we get bad feedbacks.
teacher is distracted.
Yeah, that one.
Teacher,
So if we're
right?
going to appeal for that, expect
That
that
could
it will
be
not be
approved.
approved. Yeah.
Focus on your lesson and what else? Make sensible CCQs.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do whenever before I start my lesson, I ask the student, "What do you know about the lesson?" So
Mm-hmm.
that I can have sensible CCQs like, not asking, not related to the topic questions or not really sensible. Simplify your ICQs or your follow-up questions for your level 0 and be sincere when you ask them questions because especially for teachers who are wearing glasses, they would know it would reflect that your teacher is using Facebook because suddenly the reflection became blue.
Blue.
So it's mostly one of the reasons why we get distracted with our lessons.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
prepare your headgear, prepare your headband, prepare your rewards, manipulatives, realias, whatever you have there that you can show to your students. They love, the regular students or the new students love the real candies.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Right.
give this a jar of candy whenever they do a good job after the lesson.
Wow, Mentos.
Yeah,
Baka naman.
Mentos. All right.
Sponsor.
And lastly, for the post class, I have my own script. I reiterate, I really emphasize my name. I'm
Oh,
teacher
that's
Cedric,
nice.
but I'm not the Munting Principe, okay? So I am Cedric. I'm not the other Cedric or other teachers because, like, for example, Captain Emily Jonson has two names. So we
Yes.
have our teacher Emily, we have teacher Johnson. So maybe students would get confused. This is very essential. Essential is
Essential.
a target
Lugo
word
ba
for
yan?
these. Not really. I called the student's mom or the attention of the parents. So whenever I do the wrap up, like we're about to end the class, so I think you have to be here. So I think the mommy will really get happy. I encountered this new student and the mom asked, "Do you like teacher Cedric?" And then the student said, "Yes, I like him." That's the first question that they would ask after. Do you like the teacher? If the student said no, so expect a bad evaluation or
Yeah.
complaint or probably the student won't click the favorite button.
I think that's really important, guys, that you
Mm-hmm.
get to talk to their parents as well because they're the ones who really booked your class, not the student,
Mm-hmm.
right? How can a 1 year old book a lesson? If they're
The
there, you
parents.
have to acknowledge the presence of the parents.
Lesson memo, very important. We consider a successful class if the teacher posted a qualified lesson memo. What is a qualified lesson memo?
Yes.
So the pronunciation, the IPA is accurate. The grammar of the student, you were able to give correction. The do's and don'ts for the lesson memo. If you see somebody there, teachers, so you can just send me a message and then we can coach the teacher. So it won't be a domino effect. Probably, ano siya domino effect kasi the
Yes,
new
definitely.
teachers will think na tama
It's
to.
okay. Yeah.
Don't put any
Yes,
non-NA
that's
or even
right.
the
Not
the lyrics of the song or the quotes to ponder.
new teachers should know that it's
Mm-hmm.
not okay to just write none or no corrections. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's still improvements that needs to be done. Couldn't be a perfect lesson that they didn't have any corrections. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, might as well put this sentence and then correct it. It's easy to
Mm-hmm.
do. Say, for example, the student is absent. Should I wait for 25 minutes?
If it's a regular student, you have to wait until 15 minutes. So, while you're having Shesta waiting for the students for 15 minutes, just take 2 to 3 screenshots. The first 5 minutes, the 10th minute, and the 15th minute. Once you gather all the three screenshots, then get ready to mark the student absent.
Also, click on the tell reminder,
Tell
right?
reminder,
Yeah,
yeah. If the student is not around, that is clickable for the
5 minutes.
first 4 minutes, 5 minutes of the lesson, yeah. For our regular 15 minutes before we tag the
Mhm.
student absent, and for our FT, if it's an FT lesson,
A free
it would be
trial.
visible. Yeah, free trial. You have to wait for 25 minutes. So you have to endure the pain. Like,
Yeah,
if you don't,
selfie muna dyan.
tell yeah,
Screenshot,
use your
screenshot
mobile
ka lang.
phone, screenshot ka lang. As long as the student is not there, but the student appears, okay, throw away your cell phone on the bed, then start your
Well,
lesson.
Cap Cedric, thank you so much for
Mm-hmm.
all the wonderful tips for our
Mm-hmm.
newbies. And there are things that a lot of them, there's a hearsay, ganyan. This teacher said that this is happening to her and it could happen to me. Now, we want to know, is it a fact or a myth? Let's start with the first one. I used to hear this a lot when I was starting in 5-1 Talk. Could you give us the right answer to this one? So, when I take trainings to get promoted, there's possibility that I will experience low bookings. Is that a fact or is that a myth?
It's a myth. I can attest to that because, not to brag, but I already completed the taggings. And for my 8 years of stay in the platform, I never experienced low bookings. To be honest, there are what we call the tumal days. Medyo hindi ganun ka-booking. Teachers, you have to make sure that the slots that you chose fit to you. Kasi minsan, we choose the wrong slots. Like me, I don't choose morning because I'm not a morning person. 'Di ba? Ayoko naman magising in one day. I mean, wake up in the morning na most of my book classes are canceled.
Yes.
Choose the best slots and focus on the peak hours.
That's correct. Me too. I,
Mm-hmm.
I do not open the morning classes because I'm not a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
So more or less, I always open the peak hour slots.
Peak
Yeah.
hours.
So it's not actually going to affect you if you're going to get promoted. Grab the chance if you're going to be promoted. There's a lot of incentives waiting for you. So please do get those tagging, especially the JK, SK, because I heard there are some of the teachers that don't want this training anymore because,
Mm-hmm.
well, they feel like they will get low bookings. So don't worry, guys. Just book that training and do your best during the
Mm-hmm.
training. Next, fact or myth. This is really important for the newbies. So, attendance has no effect to the teacher's performance. Is that a fact or a myth?
Of course, teachers, it's a myth. All right. It's not true that your absences are not affected with your performance. So I believe in all the companies. not just in 5-1 talk, but if you're a, if you're a person or an employee who gets late, probable cases your performance will be affected. We don't have to be late, we don't have to be absent, although 5-1 talk has lesser the penalties, exactly, right? So, and
Right.
all the teachers are very happy. You don't have to abuse the 10 peso penalty and then you're going to make it up for the next class. No, because absent is still absent. It's still a record. Even though it's been removed, the penalty has been removed, but still the teacher is still absent. For our prohibition days or lock page, first warning is 5 days. And then second warning is 7 days. All right, third warning is of course 10 days. Second warning, yeah, final warning, I'm sorry. And then
Mhm.
SA review is you have to wait for 10 to 20 days. And
Oh no.
case to case basis, reactivation. It doesn't apply to everyone.
If it's not
Yes.
just an emergency, just don't do it. Just don't
Yeah.
tag
So
yourself.
yeah, whenever you click the shift management and that boy icon, think before you click, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, if it's a valid reason, Captain Emily, I've been blessed. It gave the favor back to me. I've lost my father last year. The penalties were removed. I had a lot of emergency cases. I think the way back 2017, I had an appendectomy, but I got 3,000 penalties.
Oh,
But they were able to give it
remove it.
back to me. Yeah. Medical condition, emergency, family situation, you don't have to be afraid as long as it's valid.
Yes. All they have to do is, of course, provide proof. They will really consider if it is really an urgent thing. Okay, so
Hmm.
don't be afraid, teachers.
Okay, lastly, last tips that I could share. Maintain a good standing, teacher. Don't be afraid. I understand the newbies. My heart goes to these new teachers because some newbies are still thinking, is it a good business? Most of you are still testing the waters. I understand what you've been going through. I've been there. Come to think of it as a business. I know it's easier said than done and it's too early. I know you don't have backups yet, but I'm not going to give backups. Don't worry. Okay. I'm not going
Make
to
a
give my
backup
backup
plan.
away. Look for the cheap ones kasi what I've invested is my car battery na 1,500 lang. And imagine kasi kung bibili ako ng brand new like
Hmm.
3,000 to 4,000 plus the inverter or the UPS para gamitin mong plug dun sa yung mga devices.
Right.
So it only costed me 1,700, right? And whenever I don't have any ISP like Converge, if you're using Converge, but hands up to Converge, I'm not endorsing, but I've been using this for 8 years. Whenever I have ISP issues,
You have a
mobile
backup.
phone.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can use your 51 Talk Teacher app. 51 Talk Teacher app that is only applicable for 3 lessons per cutoff and not applicable for H5
Five. Yeah.
lessons. Okay, kasi Captain Emily, let me share to you. The U is not a place for me.
Hmm.
Maybe it's for other teachers, yes, but it's not a good place for me. It taught me in the hardest way. I learned not to be absent in the hardest way from the U. Imagine that was Saturday and then I got 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. book lesson. So, nawala ng power. So, I don't know what to do talaga. Parang, my God, sabi ko,
Really stressful, diba?
yeah, really stressful. And then the next day, I was coached by the TAR,
FGD.
the TAR, yeah, FGD. So they said that my location is not conducive for teaching. So the next day, ng Monday na yon, teachers, like, lumipat ako ng Angeles. Like, kasi I don't want to lose the job. So it's the TAR team just asked me, would you like to lose the job or look for a better place? So that's what I did. Kasi kahit na you prepared a lot of backups, pero kung yung area mo is not conducive for teaching, it's useless. Tama, Captain?
Yeah, you have to make a way. Yes. Just like
Mhm.
what Captain Cedric did. Salute.
Ayoko mawalan ng trabaho.
Yes, especially this pandemic. We're
Mm,
truly blessed. We don't
mhm.
have to go out. We don't have to, commute. So
Yeah, I'm not
just do
DDS
your
ka
best.
ba, Captain
Mhm.
Emily?
I am
Oh.
actually pro countrymen. So whatever is best for my countrymen, dun ako.
Mm-mm. Oo. Ako kasi sabi ko I speak on behalf of those people na they have to commute daily just to have
Yeah.
their food on the table for their family. Sabi ko nga I cannot imagine myself like in Manila. I get stressed whenever I see people walking too fast because I don't walk fast. Talagang mabagal ako maglakad. Way back 2013 when I started in 5-1 Talk in Manila, talagang it was really stressful sa akin kasi sabi ko, ba't parang ang bilis nila maglakad? So that's why 2013, after 6 months from office-based teacher, I shifted to HBT. Yeah, the history, that's how the history
Yay.
started.
Congratulations with everything, Cap. You deserve it all. Grabe. Captain Cedric has been really helping a lot of teachers in the platform. All you have to do is look for him on Skype and Facebook, and yeah, and you just message him if you have any concerns, and he'll try his best to really help you.
To all the 5-1 Talk teachers here, to all the newbies, to those teachers or people who want to join the 5-1 Talk. 5-1 Talk is still the leading online English platform, not just in China, but also in the Philippines. And to our current teachers here in the platform, you're very lucky to be part of this yellow collar community, especially for the newbies. What you just have to do, just keep on delivering quality lessons to your students, and you don't have to worry about anything. So you just have to be confident, do what TQs require us to do, especially for the teaching skills and the teaching quality guidelines. 5-1 Talk will always be reciprocating your efforts. I can attest to that, teachers, kasi, I started 2013 and I'm one of the tenured teachers in the platform. So I hope and I believe I can stay longer in the platform. I hope to see you at the end of the line.
Thank you so much, Captain Cedric, for showing your support and love for these newbies.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you definitely gave them a really good tip. And I hope everyone will keep that in mind, even for the tenured teachers. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they need these tips as well.
Thank you so much, teachers, and see you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have more questions, just let me know in the comments below. Please do
Yes.
watch out for the next episode of After Class.